Hi, welcome to my 1 to 99 farming guide for old school RuneScape in 2023. Farming's an interesting skill compared to most because it's not like woodcutting or mining where I tell you to get this from 45 to 70, and then this from 70 to 80, 80 to 99, job done. Farming has several different ways to make XP. The primary one, of course, is going to be tree runs, but you can do herb runs, allotment runs, snape grass, stuff like that. When I was pushing for 99 farming, I personally did a pretty decent combination of everything just so I could get it as fast as possible, but I will be showcasing today the main methods used. I won't be touching too much on herb runs because I actually have an entire separate video dedicated to how to do herb runs and every herb patch in the game, so if you want to do that, it's in the top right now. But with that being said, let's get into 99 farming. So before we get into anything actually regarding leveling the skill, I want to go ahead and talk about some useful items you'll be using or can use while you're actually farming. Aside from the barebone basic things like rakes and watering cans, of course. First up is going to be magic secateurs. These aren't useful for tree runs, but having the magic secateurs equipped or in your inventory increases the chance of additional crop yield from herbs, allotments, and a few other things. It's about 10% in total, and these are obtained from the quest Fairy Tale Part 1 and are essential if you're going to do a lot of allotment or herb runs. The next item is going to be the farming outfit. Now, the farming outfit, similar to other skilling outfits, is an experience boosting skilling outfit, obviously, which gives a total of about 2.5% additional XP while farming. The farming outfit is obtained from doing the farming minigame, the Tithe Farm, which I'll briefly mention later in the video. It's generally not worth to get it, as you're actually going to lose more time obtaining it than time the outfit actually saves from that additional XP. But if for some reason you're going to be doing the Tithe Farm anyway, and maybe you just like collection log hunting, then go ahead and get it. Next item is not really an item, but more of an entire location, and that's the Farming Guild. The Farming Guild, located in Korend, requires a minimum of 45 farming to enter, along with 60% Hosidious favor. The intermediate tier requires 65 farming, and the advanced tier requires 85 farming. But what actually is the Farming Guild? So, the Farming Guild provides a ton of benefits and useful things for farming. We have farming contracts where you can go to Guildmaster Jane by the entrance, who will give you a contract of something to grow and harvest, and then you will return to her and get rewarded a seed pack. The Farming Guild also has an herb patch, a tree patch, a cactus patch, allotment patches, a redwood patch, and a few other things as well. And then the best thing about the Farming Guild, in my opinion, is Hespori. Hespori is a farming boss that can be fought at level 65 farming after obtaining a Hespori seed, which can be randomly dropped while farming, though if you'd like a solid way to get them, then do seaweeds on Fossil Island. Hespori takes around 22 to 32 hours to grow, depending on when it was planted, and killing Hespori allows you to harvest it, which rewards about 12.6k XP, as well as rare anima seeds, which can be planted for benefits such as extra yield or a chance to skip farming tiers or save time when growing stuff. And then the best thing he drops, which is the bottomless compost bucket, which is the last useful item we will talk about. The bottomless compost bucket drops at a drop rate of 1 in 35 from Hespori. The bucket holds a maximum of 10k uses of a single type of compost, so as a main, you can just pile this thing with ultra composts, and you only need 5k to fill it because it actually doubles whatever you put in there. And oh, by the way, if you are a main, you can just buy this on the GE. You don't need to sit here and farm it. It's about 300k GP and is absolutely worth it. So, like most non-combat skills, it's easy to get a good start by just completing quests. On screen now is a list of all of the quests in the game that reward farming XP and how much they reward. If you were only to do a select few, I would recommend Garden of Death, Fairy Tale Part 1, Enlightened Journey, and Garden of Tranquility. Doing these quests alone will get you from 1 farming to 34, which is a really good time saver, especially because early farming is kind of a drag. If you don't want a quest though, I would just say do low level allotments, and then at level 15 do oak trees. Okay, so assuming you did quests and did get to 34, so this is now your starting point, your main tried and true way of getting to 99 is going to be tree runs. But before I actually show you how to do the tree run, I'll show you an example. I'm going to just quickly go over tree progression in a sort of way and talk about what kind of trees there are, because there's trees, fruit trees, and a few other things. And then I'm going to show you what tree patches there are in the game. So in terms of how it goes for progression in tree runs, you do oaks from 15 to 30, willows from 30 to 45, maples from 45 to 60, and then personally I did yews from 60 all the way to 99. You can do magics starting at 75, but it's kind of just a lot more money than yews, to the point where I personally think it's just better to stick with yews all the way, but you do you. On top of the normal trees, you also have fruit trees. So with fruit trees, there's a few options and they are separate patches. You would start with curry trees at 42. You do have ones below that, but I would just start with 42. Pineapples from 51, papaya at 57, and then palm trees from 68 all the way to 99. There's dragon fruits at 81, but that's about 150k per sapling versus 30k per sapling for palm trees. Now I'm going to quickly talk about some specialty trees. You can plant calquat trees right outside of Taibowanai. There's just a single patch, and you start these at 72 farming. It takes about 20 hours to grow, and it rewards 12k farming XP, and they are dirt cheap, so just make sure you do this every day. Another specialty tree, which I'm sure I'm going to mispronounce, I believe is it Celestris? There's just a one patch for this as well in the last tier of the Farming Guild, starting with 85 farming. It can be planted with a sapling and takes about 13 hours to grow and rewards 14k XP, and you can also make your money back slightly because it actually drops barks that you can fletch into battle staves and sell. Next is going to be hardwood trees. On Fossil Island, there's 3 hardwood tree spot, and they actually take quite a long time to grow. I believe it's 3.5 days or somewhere around there. You do teaks at 35, and then at 55, you do mahoganies all the way to 99. Each mahogany you grow and check, or harvest, rewards about 15.5k XP. So you're basically getting 45k XP every 3 days for minimal effort. The last specialty tree I'm going to talk about is redwoods. At 90 farming, you unlock redwoods, which is in the Farming Guild. There's a single spot again. And you plant this, and it does take a long time to grow. It takes about 4 days and 10 hours around there, depending on when you plant it. It only costs about 30k, but it's actually really worth because, yes, it does take a long time to grow, but you do get 23k XP from it. So I would say it's pretty worth to do from 90 to 99. Alright, so now that you actually know what kind of trees there are in the game, I'm just going to quickly take about a minute to go over where all the patches are for each type of tree. So for the normal tree patches, we're going to have one in Lumbridge, one in Varrock, one in Falador, one in Taverley, one in the Tree Gnome Stronghold, and then one in the Farming Guild. For fruit tree patches, we're going to have one in the Tree Gnome Stronghold again, east of Catherby, west of the Tree Gnome Maze, so just Fairy Ring CIQ, north of Brimhaven, the Farming Guild, but you need 85 farming, and then I believe it's called, is it Laletia? It's the elf place. There also is one there, but I'll be honest, when I did my farming grind, I never came here. Alright, so now I'm going to show you actually how to do a tree run. As you see here in my inventory, I have 6 yew trees, or saplings. I do have 6 palm tree saplings, but I'm only going to use 5, because as I said, I don't use Laletia. I have 1 calquat, 3 mahoganies, a stam, a spade, coins. You need those to pay the farmers to cut down the tree for you. Then I have a Taibowanai teleport in the Master Clue Scroll book for the calquat. I have full graceful on, just for some energy. Then I have a dig site amulet, and then you'll notice I have a few random items, which are cactus spines, papaya fruits, poison ivy berries, and hops. You use these to basically pay the farmers to protect the tree for you, because there is a chance they can die. So if you just pay them, it completely negates that chance, and it's just a lot better. So as you'll see, I'm going to start off my farm run personally. You can do it however you want, but I'm going to go to Varrock and do the first yew tree. So basically you check the health if you can, pay the farmer to cut it down, plant it, pay him to watch it, and you teleport to the next location. So next I'm going to go to Lumbridge and do the same. As you see this one, I already checked the health at some point in time, so I'm just going to pay him, plant it, and pay him again. Then I'm going to go to Falador, because there is one in the park. Once I took care of the one in the park, I'm going to teleport to Falador again, but this time run north and go to Taverley. Alternatively, you can use a Taverley teleport tab and just teleport outside of it if you have it, and then just run east. So next I'm going to go to my player-owned house and use the spirit tree. If you don't have this, there's definitely other ways. And as you see, I'm going to Tree Gnome Stronghold, so you can just go to the GE and use the spirit tree there. This is where we're going to use our first fruit tree because there is a palm sapling right here. And then we're going to run southwest, and there is additionally another U or normal tree spot. And then if you don't have the Farming Guild, that would actually be all the normal tree spots. The last tree patch is in the Farming Guild. So now we're going to go into the Farming Guild. You see the spirit tree takes you right here, or otherwise you can fairy ring. If you don't have level 85 farming, I believe it is, you won't actually have this fruit tree yet. And also there's the redwood and celestris, but I'm not doing those. Then I'm going into the normal tier. I believe this is 65 or somewhere around there, and I'm going to plant the yew tree. That is the last yew tree we have, so now it is just our specialty trees and palms. So I'm going to go to another spirit tree, press 1 to go to the Tree Gnome Village. Here's a little tip for you. Run to the gate here to get in, and then have this guy escort you to the entrance, and you basically just pop up right next to the tree right here. Now I'm going to go to Camelot and run southeast. Alternatively, you can use a Catherby teleport if you have it. I believe that is from a lunar spellbook, and you can get tabs of it. I don't do that. I just teleport to Camelot and run east. As you can see here, we've done all of the normal trees. We've yet to do the hardwoods, but yes, the farming timers are very useful to see when your trees are done and what have you. So pay her. We have this one done now, so we have 2 fruit trees left, but remember, we're not doing Leletia, so I only have 1 fruit tree left, which is located in Brimhaven. So for this, I just use a teleport tab with a scroll of redirect. There's other ways for you to do this. You can charter from Falador, or if you have another method you like, but I just use the redirect teleport tab to Brimhaven, run north, and it's right here. So now all we have left is our Calquat, which I'm going to use my scroll book to Taibo run north, and it's right here. It's 8 poison ivies. And then after that, all we have left is the 3 hardwoods, which are on Fossil Island. If you want to use the Leletia patch, go right ahead. You can get that 6th fruit tree planted, but I just don't like going out of the way for it. I know you can just use a crystal teleport seed, but I don't know, I just never have, so feel free. Then you're going to see here, I've actually checked the health of all of these previously, I just didn't replant them, so I don't get any fat XP drops here, but I will have the squirrels cut them all down and plant new ones and pay them to protect them. And yeah, that is pretty much the entire farm run done. Perfect. Alright, so that's pretty much how you do a standard farm run. You know, if you're pretty high farming, you know, you have a lot of stuff unlocked, all the teleports, that's pretty much the efficient way. So obviously, I know a lot of you aren't going to have as many teleports as I do. Maybe you don't have a spirit tree in your house or things like that. Just adapt, learn how to do the farm run that you like, the way that you can enjoy and is easy for you. There really is no wrong way as long as you do get it done. There is efficiency, but as long as you're still doing it and you're having fun, I mean, that's really all that matters. So before I end the video, I do just want to go over a few things I didn't cover, because I know tree runs are the primary way of doing farming, but that's not to say that there is no other ways. There definitely is other ways of doing farming. The first one I'll go over quick is the Tithe Farm. This is in Hosidius, and I did mention it near the start of the video because this is actually how you get the farming outfit. You need 100% Hosidius favor, and it's a lot more active because, you know, farming, it's all about waiting for the trees to grow, and then you do the run. That takes like 5 to 10 minutes. But Tithe Farm is actually, you just sit there actively doing the minigame. If you're in a rush to get farming XP, you can just sit here. From level 74 onwards, you can actually get 90k plus XP per hour from the Tithe Farm. So if you're going for the collection logs, you want that farming outfit or the seed box or whatever have you, you can definitely do Tithe Farm. Personally though, for me, especially because what farming is, you know, is an AFK skill, I didn't do Tithe Farm at all, but that's up to you. Then I want to talk about snape grass, or just allotments in general. I do have an herb run video if you want more in-depth on that, because I didn't want to make this video like 25 minutes long or something ridiculous. But if you just take snapegrass seeds and plant them in the allotment patches while you're doing your herb run, and then brute just power farm them, that actually can get you a decent amount of XP. It does add up, especially because you can do several of those a day while doing your herb runs. And there is 2 allotment patches at the Farming Guild, so you can definitely get a chunk of XP from there. The last thing I want to talk about is crystal trees. So these can be planted in Prifddinas, and you have to get a crystal acorn, which is actually kind of hard to get because some of the ways you can get them are a reward from the Elven Crystal Chest, so you need a crystal key, catching crystal implings, or trading in weapon or armor seeds. I don't really think it's worth, since the acorns are kind of hard to get. I would just say try to catch implings maybe, but yeah, it does take about 8 hours to grow, and it is 13k XP, so if you want to look into that, go ahead, but I won't go into detail on actually how to plant it or anything like that. And that's pretty much going to cover it. If I did miss anything, let me know in the comments, and then if you're watching this, read the comments. Maybe you'll find some extra tips that I didn't cover, tips and tricks, faster teleports, or better strategies. This was pretty much just a baseline on how to level farming. I hope I did cover enough and the video was somewhat informative. Make sure to like. I'm going for 10k subs, so subscribe. I think we're at, by the time of me uploading this, like 3k, 3100. But anyway, like the video, comment, subscribe, join my Discord, it's in the description. What do you want me to say? See ya.